And we're live. Hey, Wizard, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on? Good to see you again.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. Long time no see. What you been up to? What other
Oh,
streams have you been popping up on since the 24-hour one with
since the
Randy?
24-hour uh, drinking marathon for myself, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I hopped on a couple of streams here and there. I think me, Vivi Magic, and Ariel sat down, kind of did a recap of our Decon London trip and Disneyland Paris, which was like amazing. And then I think I maybe have been on Randy's one since
Randy's.
then too. I'm not fully sure. I don't really remember, but been on a couple here and there, which is awesome. I love connecting with the VV community. So
Yeah.
anytime, I'm always game to talk.
Yeah, so thanks for coming on my channel to come talk with me in the chat.
Yeah,
What's up?
absolutely.
So how was Decon? That's cool. I didn't know you went. I have to go check out that video with you, VV Magic, and who else did you say?
And Ariel.
And Ariel.
hmm Yeah, so she's from UK, which was awesome. So she kind of showed us a little bit around the area. It was awesome. Like I'm wearing a shirt. It was like a Hard Rock Cafe, like
Yeah,
London shirt.
that's cool.
Um, Yeah, so awesome. It was so fun. I've never been to UK, so
Nice.
just having the opportunity to go there and like having friendly people, friendly faces, a friendly community was so awesome. And like everybody that I met from UK was like so legit. I just loved it. The event was awesome. So many good times, so many fun nights and just fun moments. It was so awesome. So like shout out to everybody that went to Decon, the UK crew, everybody that showed me love out there. Like nothing but love for you back. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm super jelly I couldn't go, but I seen like lots of different like tweets of pictures and videos, and it looked like it was a really cool event. Do you do lots of traveling, or is that like a rare occasion to make it to something like that for you?
So this year and like a little bit of last year, I've kind of been on like a little traveling bender.
Nice.
So far, I've gone to every decon or every like VV event.
Oh, nice.
I'm not very sure if I'm going to go to New York Comic Con. That's the next one. I'm like kind of like 50-50 about it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, I've been to all the decons so far. I went to the kickoff party. I went to the San Diego Comic Con. Um, and then I went to the London decon.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, other than that too, I have been doing some other traveling and stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah, it's been a great time so far. Yeah. Are you going to the one in Anaheim?
I wanted to, but my boyfriend's car just crapped on us and he's carless
Uh
right now, so we kind of have to get that figured out. So I don't think
yeah.
we're actually going to have the money this year to go, sadly, because I was planning to go, but with that happening, I just don't think it's really going to be able to, unfortunately. But
Yeah, it's a
I will
bummer.
make
Yeah.
it to one eventually because I definitely want to like meet everybody in person, you know, and like have fun at a con. That would be awesome.
It's
But
amazing. It's an amazing experience. But yeah, you always got to take care of your life priorities first and foremost for sure. So
yeah.
sorry to hear that. That sucks. That's always a tough situation with car problems.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just Colorado or what, but like cars are used cars are like in high demand right now. So they're like super expensive. So it's almost cheaper monthly to like just get like a lease in a brand new car.
hmm
But the thing is he owned his car. So
Yeah.
now he doesn't really I mean he has the money to like make payments on a car, but we're just trying to figure out, you know, which route is best to do because we also like want to still invest as much as we have like into VV and everything and not have to put any of it on hold. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. It's always tough to figure out like which way do you want to go because there's pros and cons to both. Leasing is
Mhm.
is good because it's a new car. You're not going to have to really deal with maintenance, though
Yeah.
you can really drive a lot because of the mileage thing, depending on how much you
Exactly.
drive. And then the
Yeah.
used car, you never truly know what you're going to get. You may
Yeah.
have to buy it and then do repairs. So yeah, it's a it's an interesting predicament, but I'm sure you guys will make the right choice and get the right
Yeah.
the right setup.
For sure, we'll figure it out. I just had to go through it myself because a semi hit me on the highway, and I just had to get a new car. So I'm leasing a new Subaru right now. So
Oh,
yeah.
super! Wow, nice. Those are nice cars. Colorado, that's probably a good bet too, because they're kind of like outdoorsy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm excited this year for the snow because now I like actually have a car that I know does like really well. I've always had SUVs, but like one of them didn't have four-wheel drive, so like it wasn't really that great in the snow. And then the other one, I don't know, maybe it was just trash, honestly. But it was
Not
old.
every car is meant to hold up in those situations, you know.
Yeah, where do you live again?
I live in Arizona now.
Arizona. Does it snow in Arizona?
So there's mountains around here, and it does snow in the mountains, but like not in the actual like um kind of mainland, at least the city where I'm at. But there are cities that do snow a lot. Like there's some
Oh,
mountainous areas, and there's a big skiing community, big snowboarding community in those areas.
oh,
So some parts of Arizona it definitely snows.
that's cool. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah, yeah. I know
That's
it's
awesome.
it's weird.
I've only been to Arizona once and it was like really, really hot and then it like poured down rain on us for like 2 hours and then it was like super duper humid and I was like, this sucks. Like
That sounds
uh
right. Yeah. It's so like the weather in Arizona is just so temperamental. Like it could be rain, it could be like sunny, super sunny, and then like an hour later it's like a thunderstorm, and then like 2 hours later it's sunny again. It's very
that's
interesting.
literally how Colorado is. We have bipolar states. They don't know how they
Yeah,
want to feel.
right. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Well,
Well,
that's cool. I've never been to Colorado, so I always kind of wanted to go.
yeah, come visit. It's pretty cool. I mean, people are like, "Well, what do you do there?" And I'm like, "I don't know, even just like doing if you like casinos, like we have Black Hawk, you could just go over there and like hang out, play some poker or whatever you do at the casino, play some slots. That's fun. Or I like to go to the like hot springs up in Steamboats
Oh,
or like
cool.
Glenwood Springs. Yeah, just go rent like a cabin and like just go up there for the like a mountain trip. That's always fun too. Or you could be like a city person and we have plenty of bars and like fun places and clubs to go to. So,
Yeah, kind of can pick whatever you want. Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
except for the beach. But you don't have the beach either, so you feel my struggle.
No, no. I'm from California, so like I've had a lot of beach in my life, fortunately, and I was fortunate in that way. But yeah, I could do without it for a little while.
I was gonna say, do you miss it, or are you just glad that like you're not living somewhere where it's so populated, one, and two, like disgustingly humid year round? Or where did you? I guess it depends on where you were in Cali as well.
Yeah, I'm from San Diego, so
Oh,
yeah, on the like southern coast. So yeah, I mean it's cool. I mean I've gone to be like places I've vacationed at within the last like year and a half, and then I go to San Diego periodically too. So
okay,
I'm never really too far away for too long, I guess. I can always
yeah,
go to the beach somewhat if
I
I
could always
want
go to
to.
the
So,
beach. Nice.
what was that? You've never been?
I've only been to the beach one time when I went to Florida to go to Disney World.
Yeah.
We went to the beach and it was like not a nice beach. I don't even know what the beach name was, so I can't tell you, but it was like super rocky and not like the soft sand, you know. I want to like go to
Yeah.
the Florida Keys where it's like soft sand and like clear water, but it was still cool. It was nice to it was like crazy to see, you know, like just water until it like hits the sky. It's just all blue. It's kind of like daunting. It's crazy. So, I
Wow.
mean, yeah, once in my life. I plan on doing it more, but we'll see.
Yeah, you'll definitely have some opportunities to do it. It's yeah, there's I've been to I love the Keys. The Key West is like so awesome. That was when I went to Florida, that was probably one of my favorite spots to go and like hang out at.
I
Key
guess.
West was so fun. It was like awesome.
Yeah, I bet. I bet it's so pretty out there. Um, where um where else do you plan on traveling this year, or do you like have it planned out, or you kind of just like go with the flow and just pick a place to travel, like
So basically,
spontaneous?
like I mentioned, New York is kind of like 50-50 in October. So not really sure if I'm going to do that or not. So that one's kind of a question mark. But the November, I want to say. I think I have a trip planned to Big Bear with my family, which is cool. We've never
Nice.
really done that, so that's going to be awesome. And then right after that is Decon, so in Anaheim, which is going to be sweet. And then
Nice.
for New Year's, I'm going to be over in like Cancun area for like the New Year's and stuff like that. So I'm going to be there for like 7 days. So that should
Nice.
be pretty fun and wild. Yeah, there's beaches there too, so I'll definitely get my feet in the sand a little bit. Couple
Yeah.
margaritas, couple drinks, cheering the New
Nice.
Year, cheering the shitty New Year, the shitty year that freaking destroyed us all in the VV markets and the
Oh
every
no.
market.
But
So
at the same
hopefully
time, it also gave us chances.
that's true.
Now you can stack up a lot of stuff. I mean, you
That's
have to look
true.
at the positives.
To those who still have money, that's very true. You
I
that's a
know, right?
the
Okay,
buying
touche.
opportunity.
Touche.
Yeah, right.
To those to those that didn't buy so much on the high. Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I've been dollar
well,
cost and averaging Omi since 1 cent, and it's just been. I was like, oh, this is a great buy. I got to do it. Boom, and then drops again. Oh, this is a great buy. I got to do it. Drops again. But yeah, I mean, it's all
um,
good. Long term, I think we'll be okay.
yeah, we for sure will be okay. I mean, I believe we will. So I'm
I agree.
keeping high hopes and positive energy about it. Do you only invest in OMI as far as crypto goes?
So I used to have kind of a bit more diversified portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
but as it stands, yeah, I'm 100% in on Omi and VV.
Nice.
I believe it's just one of those once in a lifetime projects. I hope I'm right, not financial advice for anybody because,
Right.
looking back on it, fuck, I've lost a lot of money as it stands right now. But,
Mm-hmm.
I believe in it for long term. So, but yeah, I'm pretty bullish on the project in all aspects. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I used to have other cryptos. There was another crypto that I did want to get back into, and I like sold some NFTs to do it, and I had the gems. And it was like right before cash out. So we still weren't sure if cash out was coming or not.
Yeah.
We still believed it was coming, but you know how that like whole saga went.
So yeah.
So I had all these gems. I was like sick, like, and the market was low. I was like, cool, I'm going to cash these out whenever cash out comes, and I'm going to buy this
Mhm.
other project. And then they dropped the Thor, and then I just spent all my gems on the Thors. I'm bad
Whoops.
with gems.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, which one was it? Which crypto are you going to invest in?
So I mean, not financial advice, but it's I really don't want the word to get out because I haven't got back in,
Okay.
but it's
Well,
all
you
good.
don't
I
have to talk
remind
about
it.
it. Okay.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's called Noah, so NOIA.
Hmm.
I think it's called the like full name of the project is Syntropy. So yeah, it's a project that I used to have it before too, and I ended up getting out of it to get back into Omi and stuff like that. It's kind of a
Hmm.
long-term project, they're still pretty early, but I definitely believe in their vision and it's something that again, not financial advice, do your own research completely. Um don't listen to me. Fuck, I've lost a shitload of money, but I went into Omi and Vivi, so it's not like nothing but green candles over here. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a project that I believe in. So
Cool.
that was the one I was gonna go into. But
Yeah,
now,
I
now
never
I'm
heard of
in
it.
Thor token, I guess.
It's okay. Well, do you still have your Thors?
Yeah, I still got a bunch of them. I got like a bunch of secret rare. I almost want to go buy more. Like, goddamn, like I have a bunch of the ultra rares. I have like 200 ultra rares, and then I have like
Dang.
close to 50 secret rares. Yeah, I
Okay,
spent a
so
lot
is
of cash.
Thor
I
just
spent a
like
lot.
what you're stacking? Like, is that what you stack the most? Like, is that your biggest stack, I guess I could say? Is your Thors?
Quantity wise, the ultra rare Thor, I believe so. But as far as like volume, like money I've spent on stacks, no. Like I have the other big stacks that I've got, and I'm super down on these ones too, are the aircrafts. So the
Okay.
007 like ultra rare gliders, and
Yeah.
then the and the Star Trek USS Enterprise. So I have
Okay.
125 of each of those, which, there's not even that many available on the market.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely my dollar cost average is a lot higher
I
than
bet.
what the current floor is.
I
So
bet.
yeah,
Well,
but I still believe in those too. So we'll
yeah,
see.
Jesus. 125, you better believe in it.
I know, right? Shit. I try not to think about it anymore. It's just
No,
sitting there, and I'm just like, when renting comes, maybe.
when renting, yeah. I think that those two items will for sure go up. There's lots of Star Trek fans. They just might not be here yet, you know.
Yeah,
And who doesn't want to have a glider in the freaking metaverse anyways? Like I want to freaking fly my helicopter and stuff like that. Like, are you kidding?
this is exactly what I need to hear. Thank you so much. I needed somebody else to be like, yeah, that sounds good. Cool.
Yeah, honestly, like it's probably they're gonna be long-term holds for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that you're gonna be in the green sooner than you know.
I love the positivity. You're awesome.
Um, dang, well, I know that people call you a whale, but I didn't know you were like that status, like 125, like of the same collectible. So like I guess let me ask you this, like what do you collect most other than those? Like do you I guess what did you join VB for? Because of the project, because of the IP? Like were you like, "Oh, they have Disney, I have to be here." Or, you know?
Yeah, great question. So I got into VV, like how I really kind of decided to go hard into it. Um, was because of like the IP was a big part of it. I was like, wow, this is okay. This is something that's very unique. The NFTs as well, but there was also I don't know if I say a rumor or it was like speculation or it was like, well, they spoke about it back in the day. It's like confirmed that
Mhm.
you were going to also be able to rent your NFT, or I'm sorry, they said stake your NFTs,
Mhm.
which I mean, essentially is like renting it, I guess you could say, but not necessarily. But they were
Mhm.
mentioning that you would likely have the ability in the future to stake your NFTs. And I was like, wow, that's like insane. Like I've never heard of that. That's like really next level. And then along with that, there's like all this crazy IP. I think at the time there was like Batman and Back to the Future. It was way before Marvel, but it still had some stuff. And I was like, wow, like staking NFTs, that sounds like nuts. It just sounded like such a
Yeah.
crazy concept. And
Mhm.
then I was, then it also was just the other like rumors or speculation or whatever of the MCP. And they were just like, it just sounded like crazy, like down. There's gonna be like all these benefits. And like back then I was thinking if they do have like Banksy or something like that
Yeah.
and signed, and let's say Banksy drops an NFT that only certain rank of master collector program people can access. Like you have to be like a top master collector in order to access the quote unquote Banksy piece. I was
Mhm.
like, damn, like just that in itself could probably pay for it, because a
Oh
Banksy
yeah.
piece, depending on how much. But so those are kind of
Especially
the
if they're
early
crazy
thoughts.
and they're like, this is a one of one.
That'd be nuts. I definitely probably wouldn't be able to touch that. I'm sure
I
there's
know.
there's some other whales that have more capital to play with right now that would snatch that up. I mean, I hope so. Like, because if Banksy comes to the app and he truly does drop a one-on-one, that can bring so many people
So,
that don't even know what VV is right now onto the platform.
oh yeah.
So, him, Cause, there's a couple of artists, and IPs that I feel that have not been disclosed yet, which
Yeah.
can be a huge catalyst to just bring a bunch of more people into the app. So, yeah, I hope they do that at some point. God, that'd be
I know.
crazy.
Huge.
Once
That would
once
be
once
awesome.
AR hits, like once AR glasses hit, and you have that one of one Banksy, like I mean, yeah, that'd be nuts. Like,
That would be crazy. And like just the fact that if Vivi's the first to do it, that's gonna be like a huge thing for Vivi itself too. It'll bring so many people into the app. Not only that, but I don't know, that would make me even more bullish on everything that I've invested in, you know? So I don't know. I
100%.
I love
Yeah.
to talk about the future of Vivi because it's just exciting. Like when you see the big picture and you're not like scared because the market's in this crazy dip. I don't know.
It
Call
truly
me
is. Yeah.
crazy, but I'm not worried.
No, I mean, I agree with you. I'm not either. And, I definitely have a lot of, money tied into it. I greatly believe in the team. I believe in the vision. I believe in their execution. Even though it's not by any means perfect, I think we could all kind of acknowledge that. Even I think the team could acknowledge it. But I
Mhm.
think they're doing the right things. They're doing the right things and kind of taking the right steps priority wise.
Yeah.
So I think OUP, they got the cash out, which was great. That you needed to get that first step. So now it's going to be the OUP and MCP, I think, are really next on the docket, and possibly the Q system.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think those are going to be the things that are going to really kind of reshape the app and reshape the experience.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think
hopefully
that
this year.
them doing that, some people will want to leave because like they didn't like prepare themselves well enough to, hang with like the collector, like master collectors rankings and stuff like that? Do you think that it could possibly negatively affect Vivi also?
That's a great question. That's a really great question.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Potentially some people could get discouraged. I don't really foresee it though, because Vivi has always mentioned that, so I am in a like a whale group. I'm in a whale group where, that was kind of like the original like whales, I guess you could say, in like
Mm-hmm.
Telegram. And David Yu was in there, is in there, but he rarely speaks anymore. But the thing that he would always mention is like, hey, MCP, it can't be catered to just whales, which I understand, and which everybody understands. Definitely not. It can't just be
Yeah.
like a reward system to whales,
Yeah.
because that's just nobody else is going to want to play anymore, and like everybody would get discouraged. So I think they're very aware that they have to make it something that's going to entice every level, like
Yeah.
whether you have 10 collectibles or you have 10,000. I think they're going to be levels that are going to entice at each stage. And, I think there's going to be very various ways that they're going to do it. But I think that and they have to do that, because especially if they want to, like they're saying they want to get 5 million, 10 million users. Well, if somebody
Yeah.
downloads the app and like, oh, well, what the heck's the point? Like all these whales are going to eat everything up. Like I have one master collector point a day that I get. Like there's
Yeah.
no point. So like I think they understand that, and they need to make it appealing to newcomers, to individuals that don't have a ton of collectibles and things like that.
Yeah.
They need to make it appealing to them, and I think they are. I think that's kind of another thing of the delay, because I mean it's very complex, to really kind of plan out and do a reward system that's truly engaging at all levels, so I
Well,
hope
especially when you
I have
know
faith.
that you, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. I have faith. So
Yeah, definitely. I just feel like, especially when a lot of people already kind of like complain about anything possible in Vivi, like you can never make everybody happy, you know? So I am very interested to see like what they bring to the table. And I hope that it at least pleases the majority and like a lot of people just aren't mad or like upset because of unfairness and la-di-da, you know? Because
yeah, yeah. I
sometimes
mean,
it's a disaster.
yeah, we do have a community that definitely there are individuals that are outspoken in regards to things that they don't really enjoy, I guess you could say. But
Hmm.
I mean, and it's good. That's good, and sometimes it can get bad as well. But I mean, the way that BB seems to approach all the important things, like the OUP, the MCP, to
Yeah.
where they released, an article, and then they sat back and they gathered feedback and kind of got the general consensus. They're like, okay, great, let's go back and let's revise it, and then they release it again, and then they get feedback and things like that. So I think it's going to be it's been like a multi-stage thing. So I think they're going to at least hit a ton of the boxes, and at least come forward with a pretty solid project. I mean, I
Yeah.
have the hopes of that. And really for myself, that's kind of a lot of it rides on it. Like, if MCP sucks, then
Yeah.
I don't know, I may have to relook at everything.
Exactly.
um, so, I mean, from my, I guess, quote unquote whale standpoint, if MCP sucks, then I'm gonna really have to relook at everything and reanalyze. But I have faith that they're gonna do it, and they're gonna do it right. And
Yeah.
you just can never please everybody. It doesn't matter
Exactly.
what you do. Like, you could be somebody that donates $10 million to a charity, and then but you're like, let's say you have 100 million. People will say, oh, well, that's only 10% of your worth. Like,
Like you're so
that's really
greedy.
nothing.
Why do you need all that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Or they'll be like, why did you donate to that foundation? There's starving puppies and you could have done it for the puppies or something. It's always
yeah,
something.
it's just always. And I mean, it's for love or hate. I love everything in the VV community. We're all just together, and I
Mhm.
think we all want the best more than likely most people. Some people just hate on it just to hate on it. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you can't please everybody. You can do the best, and just if you know in your heart, and and your capabilities, that you did the absolute best product you can,
Yeah.
then that's what you can go with. So I think they will. Have faith in them. And I'm excited. Hopefully MCP and OUP come out this year.
Yeah.
I've been hearing OUP is going to be pretty sweet potentially. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I hope they come out with that this year, because it'd be kind of a letdown if they didn't.
If they don't, yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be a nice Christmas gift for us from Evie.
Ho- Hopefully not. Hopefully not that late. Hopefully it's not like a buzzer beater in the last year. Like, oh, we got it done at the end of the year, and it's like
Well, I
December
don't know.
30th.
Time goes by pretty fast, and we're in August, right? No, September. See, I told
That's
you.
how fast it went by, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And now it's already
Months
like
away.
almost September is gone. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is. Yeah, it is. Speaking of time going fast, last time I saw you was on Randy's 33-hour stream, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was the very last time, and I think by the time I think you hopped on, I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I was like pretty wasted by that point. But I do
Yeah.
I do vaguely remember us briefly chatting and stuff on that. So that was a very fun experience. That was awesome.
I know. If I do my 24-hour stream, I definitely expect you to come and hang out with us for a little bit. I'll drink with you, so you won't be a loner. We could
Right
take
on.
shots together.
I'm definitely down. Yeah, I'm down to hop in if you ever try to go for that. I'm in. I'll definitely
It's
pop
gonna
up.
be a second for sure. Because I have to do it on a weekend where I don't have any other streams lined up. Because there's no way I'm doing a 24-hour stream and then not hopping off for 2 hours to interview someone. I'll be like, bro, I can't interview you right now. That'll be
No,
me.
no, your brain will be absolute mush at the end of it. Like, I
Yeah.
know the weekend for me, and I kind of approached it a little bit differently, because I basically so I basically prior to going on the stream, I was already kind of out and about, and I was like kind of partying with some friends. We went to this like bar slash club thing,
Mhm.
and so I was already partying, and I get it in pretty good. And people that have met me at Decon or whatever, like I'm
They
definitely
know.
down to party. So yeah, I came back from that, and it was close to, like, I don't know, I think I might have came back even a little bit early. It was like 12:30 or something, and then I ended up hopping on the stream, and then I ended up continuing. I think Randy was drinking with me a little bit at
Mhm.
that point, and then maybe Vivi Fambam, maybe others. I think I don't fully remember, but and then I just decided, I was like, all right, well, for me to stay up all night, I'm just gonna have to drink all night. So
Yeah.
what had to happen. So by the time like in the morning time, it was funny because there'd be people that were waking up and getting on the stream, and then there was a group of people that stayed all night. So it was just like that funny mesh of people.
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
by that time I was already
Pretty
I
lit.
was in the sauce.
The sauce.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Here's the
Um,
bottle. This is the bottle. This is the
oh, is that
infamous
it?
Jameson bottle that I finished at 24 hours. So
Nice. Are you gonna
yeah.
keep it now as a souvenir
Yeah,
from
definitely. I mean, this is
from
part of
memory?
history. I want to get Randy to sign it. Maybe like everybody that hopped in, maybe I should actually bring it to Decon. Yeah, I'll get everybody to sign it. That'd be freaking sweet.
That would be dope. I was gonna say you could just bring it to New York, or now you have to go to New York Comic Con or DCon, I meant, so you can bring that to Randy. But I'm sure that he's going to San Diego, so you could just wait till everybody's there.
Yeah, yeah, he'll be at the Anaheim one, so I think that's where
Yeah.
most generally people
And
will be. So I have to hold that, and then you autograph it at some point too, whenever we see you at an event, and then yeah, that'd be
yeah,
sick. It's like I just thought of getting it signed by Randy, but getting it signed by everybody would be awesome.
that would be fun. Whatever you want. I mean, I was not really there. I felt really bad, to be honest, that I was
You were a
one of the
part of it.
people taking like the spot when David came on. I just feel
No,
like there were so many more people that like could have been there
nah,
instead.
don't feel like that. You were definitely a part of it. You were a part of it, and it was awesome.
A little
Yeah,
bit,
don't
I
feel like that.
guess. I don't know. I don't know. Like you were up all night and like
Uh,
what was his name? The other guy that was like on for the majority of the stream too. And Vivi Fan Bam was also calling him after your phone died. Who was it?
I know. Well, Kobe was Kobe
Kobe.
and we're on
Kobe
a
could have been
call.
up there.
Dino was on there for a bit.
Dino was
Cap was
there
there.
though when David was there. Was he? Yeah. Because he stole my question. They were going down
Yeah.
the line. They were going down the line like this, asking David a question, and then I was like, "Oh!" I was even getting nervous. I was like, "What the frick do I ask?" And then once it was up on me, then you know it's just like, I was like, it was my
Oh,
turn.
Dino.
It's okay though, because like I said, it like I didn't really even know what to ask. So I don't know. It was really cool to be on the same stream as David Yu though. That was really cool.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and just to be a part of that whole experience was so cool. Like even if David didn't show up, that still would have been an epic stream, you know? Like it was awesome. That was crazy.
Historical, yeah. Like I was there when Jeremy Padawar went there, and like I just remembered I was just like, oh, just keep it together, because I was definitely like hammered, but I felt like I was cool, like I was just being fun and stuff. But yeah, when Jeremy was there, I was like, oh shit, yeah, let me tighten up a bit, and
I
it
need to
sucks because
sober
I
up a
couldn't
bit.
fully hear him. Yeah, right. I was like, you
Yeah.
know, trying to stay together, but I couldn't really hear him, which sucked. Like something happened to my audio, and I didn't want to mess with it to like
Mm-hmm.
to do it. So like I had to like really try to listen. And I could barely hear him, but I was
Dang.
like, oh, that was awesome. And yeah, I'm very glad I wasn't there for David, because if I would have stayed up that long, I would have been like a hot mess. I would have been a hot mess for sure at
You've
that
been
point.
like, David?
I'd have probably fell asleep. I'd have probably
While
fell
he's
asleep,
talking,
and
people would be
yeah,
like,
I probably
disrespect.
if I didn't, I would probably just like I'd probably just fell asleep on my chair and then just like not even just recognize it. So of the whole screen, I would just be there and just passed out.
I'm sure Randy would just be like, okay, get this guy off my screen right now.
I hope not. That'd be hilarious if you just left me there.
I know it would be hilarious.
The sleeping wizard.
The stream was awesome. Yeah, I know. Whoever was able to watch some of that. Do you know any update on like them getting that feedback? Or like, because I know that it deletes itself once it's so long or whatever, but they were going to contact YouTube for video. Did they ever get it? Are they going
I
to
don't know.
get
I
it?
don't think so. I don't think Randy. I'm not sure if Randy's done it yet. I'm
Um,
not sure. I've heard that there's a way to do it, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it.
I know. I thought it was him and Eva that were on the mission to complete this. So
That's what I heard. I heard Eva like knows how to do it, but I'm not sure where Randy's at with that. If he did it or not. I know he was just recently moving too, so
I know.
yeah. I don't know. It's in Randy's hands basically, so hopefully we get it, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Guess we'll see. That'll be cool because I would rewatch the stream. I mean, I would definitely have to have it on fast forward because I'm not gonna watch days worth of stream.
33 hours?
But yeah, the whole Miami joke, I wasn't there for it, but I just know you guys kept saying it over and over afterwards. So like, I want to know what is the inside joke? Why did you guys keep talking about going to Miami? Why do you go to
so,
Miami?
so that's what I heard too, and like because so on the stream, like I showed it. So there's this funny clip, and it's about Michael Myers, and he's
Hmm.
like I mean I guess I can try to throw it on like I did on the stream. Let's see, but it's
Let's see.
so this is why. So I'm not gonna get into it like we did on that stream because I heard we just kept so Vivi Magic when I was talking to her about it, she's like, yeah, I joined the stream and then you guys just kept talking about like going to Miami and I was like, what are you guys talking about? She's like, I obviously missed something. And
You said
I
it
wonder if a
so
lot of
much.
people felt like that. So I was like,
You're the
hopefully I didn't
Miami man now. Instead of WetWizard, you're the Miami wizard because
get I got the license plate right here.
Miami. Yeah. He really went.
Yeah, I did. I had to. But yeah, I was like, damn, I hope people that like didn't know what we were talking about were like, what the fuck? And it's like just got annoying. So hopefully that wasn't the case. But
I mean, I
uh
was just like, I just was so curious because obviously it had to be super friggin' funny if like it was gonna be brought up that many times after.
yeah, I have no idea how many times that was said because I was like,
A
yeah,
record amount.
I was definitely on one. So let's see, I'm almost close. So let's see, I'll do it.
Well, and you guys are also both super freaking tired, I bet. So you would be like, Miami, we're going to Miami. And then Bam Bam would be like, Miami, he's going to Miami. Like,
Yeah,
but you could
hey,
just
it
tell
got
you
us
guys were
through.
just tired, just
It
like
got
coming
us
up with
through.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole thing right there. So let's see. I can put it on. I don't know if it'll how this will work. Let's see. Let me try. Let me try to line it up with my TV.
Oh,
So,
nice. Perfect.
okay. So it's a clip. So it's like Michael Myers
Yeah.
funny, and then it's just let's see. My name is Michael Audrey Myers, and I'm one of the greatest ever. Every morning I wake up, 2 raw eggs in the gym, 2 3 hours, sauna, cardio, playing weightlifting. I do it all. I cut off all distractions. Look right here. Sent me about 4 or 5 minutes ago before the interview. Look at her right here. Look. She talking about coming to Miami, Annabelle. Talking about coming to Miami. Left it all red. I ain't coming to Miami. I'm working. Everybody always asks me, how do you get there? So like that's like that's where it came from. That clip is super funny that they say like so much other stuff, but that's where it came from. And then we just went off for like hours and hours and hours.
You're not going to Miami.
Yeah, so
That's so ridiculous.
it was wild, yeah.
I want to look at the full video now of Michael Myers because that's funny.
It's
I've never
hilarious.
seen that video
If you
before.
haven't seen it, it's very funny. It's very funny. There's a lot of like so my reason we got on that is my friend. So my friend like we'll quote that a lot when we're just hanging out. We'll like quote
Mhm.
that video. And he had called me like middle of the stream or like I don't know if I took like a quick break and he called me and he mentioned it and it was
Yeah,
probably like I don't know 2 in the morning and then that just got me on it again. So then I came on the stream and then I just started doing that and then I kind of showed them like what it was, and then yeah, it was just to the races from there.
that's so funny. And then you
Yeah.
guys are like half asleep and partly drunk or whatever maybe.
Oh, not
So
partly.
You guys probably thought that it was just like 10 times funnier than it really was.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so
oh yeah. We were loving every second of it.
funny. Oh man, the man that went to Miami. Wet Wizard.
Here I am.
That's funny. What is your VV start date or whatever? When did you actually like join VV?
Yeah, so I want to say it was in I want to say end of March, maybe early April. I think my very first drop was Back to the Future or the one right before it. But I'm pretty sure it was Back to the Future.
Did you get to go for the drop or did you go for the drop?
I went for it. I think I did get some. Yeah, I got a bunch of like rares.
Hmm.
But back then, like the app was so janky. Like you'd have to log in like 30 minutes before, and then you like hope like when it come 8 comes around, you like gotta hope that your app stays up and that it loads. And so it was like, yeah, the bots absolutely ruled that time, I'm sure. But yeah, it was like very tough. Like it was very tough. The app would crash constantly, so it's just like, yeah.
Oh man.
So that
During
was
a
one of
drop
those things.
too, I would be pissed.
Oh yeah, but the drops would make it crash like completely.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, when you joined, were they still doing drops where you like picked the variant of what you wanted to buy? It wasn't blind box form, or were you in it once it was blind boxes now?
Yeah, so that you'd pick the one that you wanted. So they'd have like in the DeLorean, I think it was a common, rare, and then the ultra rare.
Hmm.
So like you could go for the ultra rare, but I mean, and it's still kind of like that when they do those types of drops. Like you can go
Yeah,
for the ultra rare, but it's a very small percentage that you're gonna get it. So if you like go for the rare, you'll have more opportunity
for
to
sure. Actually
essentially to
get
get
it.
it. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then the common you'll for sure get. So you kind of had to decide and you had to like kind of risk it, if you wanted the ultra rare. And which was crazy because there was so many editions of that drop. And yeah, I mean that's just I didn't get any ultra rares. I had to buy it on the secondary.
that's crazy. Bot
Yeah.
infested for sure. No, I'm just kidding. I don't
Huh?
know. I said it was bot infested for sure.
For
Um,
sure. There's no way. Like there's no
right.
way there was like 12,000 people that were I forgot how much the ultra rare has. I don't know if it's like 8,000. I don't remember, but I
I
mean
don't.
in total like there was huge additions for those and like yeah, it was
They still sold out.
yeah, it was like wild.
At
So
that time, was the market more on a dip, or was it like how it used to be when I first joined in November? That you pretty much if you scored on drop, you could flip and make money.
yeah, you could flip and make money, but it didn't have its like crazy like historic rise yet. It
Hmm.
was but there was some collectibles that really just shot up like crazy. There was people that were buying for like a lot just
Hmm.
because NFT at that time too, like around that time, NFTs just in general were like insane. Like
Booming.
it was definitely after where like the first NFTs where they'd be like a stick figure NFT that'd sell for like $1 million.
Yeah.
So it was after that, but it was still with that like little hype was still around. So people were
Hmm.
like, oh shit. But
Yeah.
it started calming down kind of because of for that drop particularly because the edition sizes.
Hmm.
So like I don't know, it was a weird balance, but it wasn't like crazy like bull run type of thing.
Hmm.
Everybody still wasn't really fully sure exactly what NFTs were and like the full use case and what they could be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was around that time.
Is Vivi the first NFT project that you got into?
Yeah, I mean the first like legit one that I really got into, yeah, absolutely. And it's pretty much the only one. Like I have a couple other NFTs on OpenSea and they're like crap. Like they're just like lame projects that were supposed to be all great, you know?
Hmm.
And they're just like I don't have many, but like I have very few
Yeah.
and they're just like I don't know, like it's a for open the thing I like about VV is for the most part you can kind of just purchase it and forget it for the most
Mm-hmm.
part. You know, if you want to like stay active in the market, of course you can absolutely do that. If you want to try to flip, you can do that. But for the most part, for VV, you could generally buy an NFT, and you'll know it'll have some sort of value. You know, it may drop in value, may increase in value. You know, depending on the NFT, you have to have a strategy.
Yeah.
But generally, you could keep it in your wallet, and you know it's going to have some sort of resale value. Whether it's more or less, you know, it depends. But it's going to have some value. I have
Yeah.
things on OpenSea right now that that I bought for you know however much, that are not worth shit, and they're never going to be worth anything. Sorry for my language, but they're not
No,
worth
that's
anything, and
fine.
they're never going to be worth anything, anymore. So it's like that's the great thing about Vivi, is because they do have the brands behind them, and
Yeah.
then they will have secondary use case, in the MCP and things like that. There will be additional use case that may come to them, which is interesting,
Yeah, definitely.
unique.
It's unique. Yeah, and there's endless possibilities is what I like about our 3D collectibles is there's so much that we can do with them, whether it be gamified or like real life utility, like with the Disney Golden Moments for going to the parks, or even if it's not even the real life park and it's like the VV-verse Disney parks or whatever,
Mhm.
or if Disney has their own metaverse or whatever they decide to do, all of that will be super cool. And I mean, imagine how many people will want a golden moment if that's the only way you can go to the digital Disneyland. You know what I mean? That'll be huge. So
Yeah.
I know that you
Yeah,
shouldn't be collecting off of spec and based off of like ideas that aren't here, but aren't we all like pretty much?
for sure. I
So,
mean, the NFT market, it's just so like it's so future forecasting, is
mhm.
what we're basically doing. We're basically trying to call the next trend. And who knows, I mean, possibly not trend, we're trying
Yeah,
to call the next industry, the next
yeah.
industry. And we're doing that with crypto too. So,
Okay.
I mean, I just think NFTs is just the next layer beyond crypto, in terms
Hmm.
of trying to forecast the industry. They're definitely different in their ways. Crypto has blockchain technology behind it and stuff like that. But NFTs have their use cases too. And I truly believe, that there's going to be, I mean, at the very least, there's going to be another like hyper bull run
Oh,
when
yeah.
AR glasses come out. And there definitely will be some, before that, or even after that. But basically, I think when AR glasses, like Apple drops some AR glasses that you could wear just like sunglasses or whatever, NFTs are gonna go like absolutely ape crazy,
Yeah, definitely.
and people are just gonna want to be getting their hands on anything and everything. But the things that are gonna obviously stand out are the Spider-Mans, Batmans, like you
Yeah,
know, respected artists, and people are gonna want to have that. And the shill Thor, the Thor that shoots lightning in the sky, like
yeah,
the T-Rex that roars in your living room. Like people are gonna want that stuff. So, I think VV is gonna be able
definitely.
to be greatly positioned for that.
Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree. This has been a debate for a lot of the community. Obviously, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. There's no right or wrong answer. But what do you think is the top girl that is on VV currently, collectible wise and then comic wise?
Uh
If you
so
wanted to.
I mean, comic wise, for sure, AF-15 Secret Rare, like hands down.
Yeah.
There's I don't think there's any kind of debate on that one for the most part. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe
I
Marvel
just
one,
like to
but
say like the difference because then people just start talking like all the Grail comics and I'm like, but what about collectibles?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, AF-15 Secret Rare, Marvel number one is going to be out there buying for it, but there's just way more editions, so
Yeah.
not way more, but there's
Yeah,
more.
there's way more.
Yeah, in terms of it, because once you start talking those large, smaller numbers, You
Mm-hmm.
know, there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And collectible wise, I mean, um, I know people hate to hear it, but I mean, you know, I'd say the top three are gonna be, you know, Walt's gonna be up there, very
Mm-hmm.
likely. Secret Rare Spider-Man, the first ever Marvel one. Todd, and then yeah, I'm gonna say Donnie. You know, I know people hate it or don't see the vision of it, but I definitely do. I mean, it's a season one. It's the rarest thing of season one.
Mm-hmm.
So usually in all collectibles, like I don't, we're kind of, VV's kind of doing something different because you know they're kind of paving a way for a new industry. But
Mm-hmm.
any type of collectible of anything trading card or anything like that, you know, what's valuable in basketball, baseball cards, the rookie card of the first year.
Mm-hmm.
What's valuable in Pokemon or any other ones. There's also other valuable cards, but the very first base set, the very first
Mm-hmm.
season is always stands the test of time, you know, and then let alone the rarest one. And it's
Yeah.
by far the rarest one, you know, of season one. I think that's going to hold weight, you know. I mean, right now,
Yeah.
scarcity is kind of getting shitted on, and which I understand because,
Mhm.
you know, there are other things that are coming out scarce and things like that. But
I don't know though. I feel like Donnie still is like the most scarce collectible that you can get. Like not like art, but like actual 3D collectible. I wonder.
yeah, I mean, so the new decon one, the new like um monster thing, the blue one, there's like less than that. I think there's only like 70 of those and
Oh, the
things like
like
that. So
dinosaur?
yeah, it's like the wooden dinosaur.
Yeah, the dinosaurs.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Oh,
mean,
dang.
there's other scarce ones, and now we
Hmm.
have one of ones and things like that. So you know,
Yeah.
scarcity is definitely taking a hit, but for me, I think just season one in general, you know, Todd's going to be another huge one, and Todd's first ever, you know, VV collectible in general. I think anything season one is going to have value when we flash forward, for sure. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think anything season one's going to be highly coveted. Another thing that I think is going to be huge, which not a lot of people talk about, is like in the VV verse and just in the VV world is going
Yeah.
to be badges. Like, what kind of badges do you have? And I think one of the most, you know, like golden moments. So if you have the entire golden moments, you'll
You'll have
probably
like
have
that
a golden
badge.
moments badge, which is going to
Hmm.
be cool. It's going to be clout, you know? It's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I don't just have a wall, I have the entire golden moments,
Yeah.
you know? So you know, badges are going to be really, really coveted. And looking forward to the future, what's going to be like the hardest badge to get? It's probably going to be a complete season one badge. So, you know, people are going to try to get that. There's only 110 people that can get that because Donnie only has 110.
Yeah.
So I hate to make the case for that because people hate to hear it, and
No,
it's like,
I
you know, it's
totally
kind of
agree with
almost
you. Do you have a
gloating,
Donnie?
but I have two of them.
Nice.
So I'm looking to sell one right now. I'm always going to keep one, but yeah, so but yeah, I mean, most valuable, I
Just
can't
send
really.
it my way and I'll just hold on to him. And
Oh
when you
yeah,
want him back, I'll give it to you.
right. We'll just keep it at your house.
Yeah. If he's
Yeah,
just
so I
taking up
mean,
too much space in your vault, I got you.
yeah, so I mean, I think those are the top five. I want to say, you know, Todd, Walt,
Yeah.
Secret Rare Spider-Man, Donnie, and then I don't know. I'm kind of like blanking on a fifth one.
Did you say Spider-Man already? Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Walt, Todd, Donnie, and Vader?
Secret Rare Spider-Man, and then what was the one you said?
Vader? Do you think Vader
Vader's
is
gonna
the
be a good
grail?
one.
Is that
Vader's a
one of
great
them?
one. I don't know if it's gonna be top five. I'd have to look back at the app. I've kind of taken a slight break from the app a little bit, so I'm not as sharp as I traditionally am. So, but yeah, I'd say those ones are all gonna be really great
Yeah.
holds. You know, some say Rizzo too. Rizzo is gonna be very valuable. I'm not sure I would throw it in the top five, but
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't throw it in the top five. But yeah, those are all ones that are significant, and they all have a story, and that's the thing. Like, Walt is obviously Walt. It's the first ever NFT of Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse, and it's
Right.
golden. Um, Todd is the very first NFT ever on VV. It's also season one. Secret Rare Spider Man, first ever Marvel NFT.
Technically,
Donnie
Disney
is
is
the rarest.
also, if you want to throw that in there. Some people like to make that argument.
Which one?
That Spider-Man's Disney, so he's technically the first Disney, but I don't agree with that because he's technically Sony. So
Yeah,
anyway,
that's true. Yeah, he is Sony.
yeah,
Yeah, and then Donnie is rarest season one. So I think they have to have a story behind it. There has to be a big story behind it.
yeah,
Because in the art world, that's what sells is a story. Like that's what that's what sells the art piece. Like, okay, Picasso, he did this piece when he like blah 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 XYZ, when he first met his wife and he dedicated this piece to his wife.
yeah,
That story is what sells that piece to be worth millions. Like when Banksy sold the piece at auction and then he automatically like sliced
shredded,
it, shredded
yeah,
it. I was watching that because I saw it kind of live and like people were like horrified. I was like, damn, I was like, whoever bought that piece is lucky as hell. Like that just shot up the value like insane.
yeah,
I was like, damn, what a lucky whoever purchased that. Because I
yeah,
knew the story is gonna sell that piece. So a piece to be significant and to be a grail, it really has to have a big story behind it. And like Vader could have been. I mean, Vader is significant. It's the first ever Vader.
hmm,
There's not a lot of those either, but if it was the very first Star Wars, that would have been a little bit of a different story. That would have a huge story behind it. So, I'm kind of all about the story as well in terms of that because that's what it is in the art world, you know. Um,
yeah,
so I think definitely NFTs are art. So
yeah,
it's
definitely.
kind of interesting.
Yeah, I would have to say that, in my personal opinion, that one of one Ghost Spider or Gwen Stacy is a Grail because I want that thing so bad.
Oh yeah, I actually heard a really cool story about it in Spaces last night. Um,
Really?
I think it's Old Rhubarb. I want to say he's a YouTuber, but yeah, Dino had a space, and he was telling the story about that piece. How he was kind of I mean, just to summarize, he was going about the contracts that like that artist. I forgot what her name is. What was her name again? Did you?
Um,
That's okay. I don't remember it either.
I
So
know her though. That's annoying that I can't think of it. Soka, right? Or Sokka? Or
something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
Yeah, yeah. I put you
Yeah.
on the my bad. So but so he was mentioning like kind of the story of how because I guess he reached out to her because he makes videos on every one of one and he reached out to her and she actually responded. So they had a back and forth and he kind of learned a little bit about her contract with Marvel and basically he said for the one of ones they're treated differently than every other thing on Vivi. So the one of ones, Marvel actually reaches out to the artist and say, hey, we're going to do a one of one. Basically, you let us know which one you want to do. And then you have to pool all products and you can never resell that again like that. You can't sell it in a physical form or anything like that. So it's only going to exist in the digital on that one of one. So she picked that one because she said that was like the turning point in her Marvel career to where Marvel started really, really like till she when she really became a part of the Marvel team. She said like that comic and that art was the turning point for her in her career with Marvel.
Nice.
So yeah, it was
That's
it was
awesome.
interesting, man. That guy knows a lot.
That's,
So if shout out, I want to say it's Old Rhubarb. I hope and pray
yeah,
that
I've
it's
definitely heard of
him.
him. I've seen him on Twitter. I'm pretty sure I follow him, especially if he has a
Yeah,
red O.
he was like dropping so much knowledge on that Twitter space last night. And I don't go into Twitter spaces often, but
Me neither.
Dino's a friend of mine, so sometimes when he has one, I'll just pop in. But yeah, it
Yeah,
was it was an amazing story and like
that's
yeah, it was just
awesome.
very interesting.
Yeah, I just love Ghost Spider. She's just been one of my favorites for a long time, and now she's actually becoming really big, like in that. kids cartoon and everything. So I feel like Gwen Stacy's just popping off. And then they had that Spider-Man with Gwen Stacy as well. What was that, like 5 years ago or something? Um,
Yeah,
so yeah,
Spider-Man.
she's yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The one with what's his name?
Miles Brown.
Garfield or Griffin or something.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. The
Oh, it's
actor.
an actual movie. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, okay. Oh,
It was in
okay. Right on.
between, like, because we went through like three Spider-Mans like back to back.
Yeah,
And I was like, I like Tom Holland. He's pretty good. I don't know Andrew Griffin, right? Or Andrew Garfield. I don't know what his name is,
Garfield.
but
Yeah.
Garfield, yeah. I think he did all right, but I haven't even watched that full movie. I want to, but now that I watched I can't do any spoilers. Never mind. No spoilers. I'm really
What?
bad
What?
at that. I just want to like tell movies to everybody, like as if they've all seen it before.
Oh, yeah. What movie were you talking about?
The latest Spider-Man movie with Doctor Strange, into the multiverses, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that one. I saw it on a plane. It was sick.
It's sick, huh? But that's where
Yeah.
I kind of learned more about that Spider-Man because I haven't watched that movie. But now that I've seen that movie and I know what happens in his movie, like, should I watch it still? You know? I feel like
Hey,
you know what I'm talking about because you've seen it.
it's worth a
So,
watch, you know. There's
yeah.
just so much stuff to watch nowadays. It's like crazy. Like
And when you
I
YouTube
really,
and then you paint and like I've been trying to like do art. You talked about open seas. Eva is awesome and like sent me this good video on how to like create my own on OpenSea, and I think I'm gonna like put my own project on OpenSea eventually.
do it.
I'm working on it. But yeah, there's just too much to do and too little time to just like sit there and try to watch all these movies and keep up with all these TV series and everything. My friend's
For
like,
real.
"Are you watching the new um what is it? Game of Thrones series?" They're like continuing it or whatever. And I'm like, "No, girl, I never even finished it in like the last season. Everybody said the finale was trash, so I was just like gave up on it." And now they're making more. And I'm like, dang, now I have to finish those so I can continue this. And yeah, there's just
Yeah,
way too
so
much.
there's a lot. There's a lot. So I actually so I never watched Game of Thrones. I always kind of wanted to because
Hmm.
I knew I would love it because I do like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So but I hear the new one's great. Um but I've been watching the Lord of the Rings one, The Rings of Power
Yeah.
on Amazon. And I don't watch a lot of shows. Like I really don't watch a lot of shows, but I've been watching that because I do like Lord of the Rings a lot.
Hmm.
And yeah, that show is freaking awesome. I love it. So
That's
my buddy let me use his like Amazon Prime account, and yeah, I've been watching that, and it's like I'm like all into it. I'm like watching the YouTube videos where they're breaking down the characters and like all the like lore and stuff. I was like geeking out on it.
I was gonna say they're nerding out.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
fun
There's certain
though.
things that just get me into like I just like I just want to learn everything about it, and I'm just get like all into it, and that's one
Yeah.
of them. Uh,
That's cool. Yeah, I like Lord
yeah.
of the Rings too. It's a pretty good like series or saga or whatever. And then you have like the Hobbit, right?
Uh-huh.
That goes along with it. That one's good. I read the book for The Hobbit before I watched the movie. It
Oh
sucks
wow.
that books are always so much better than movies though. Like why?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot you could fit in the book, you know.
That's true.
There's just so you can just fit in
And it
so much
costs a
of the
lot
micro
to like
stuff.
try to produce the whole entire book, I'm sure.
Yeah. There's just so
And
many
imagine
like
like how
micro
long the movie
details.
would be. The movies are already so long, and like if they added even more to it, that would be crazy. But I'm
Yeah.
not. I watched Harry Potter and stuff, but I was never like a super nerd or anything on Harry Potter. But like I never read the books or anything. And my friends that have read the books, they're like, there's literally characters that aren't even in the movie that are in the book that are like main characters. I'm like, that's
Hmm.
crazy. Like they had to cut out main characters to make this story shorter. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's there's always they always got to cut somewhere or change things, you know,
Hmm.
just to fit with whatever they're doing, but
Yeah.
yeah. So what's your story on VV nowadays? What are you doing? What are you looking at? What are you kind of liking, not liking?
Well, I've been before they announced the finale trying to finish my golden moment set or all the golden moments. I need just the Avenger A and the Star Wars ones, and I have all of them.
Wow.
So I've just been keeping my eye on those. Um, but yeah, other than that, I was lucky enough to buy, I think it was 654 of the D um on floor, and I think for like 200, and I turned around and flipped it for 400. So I have gems. So I'm just like waiting
Nice.
now. I'm playing like the waiting game. I did go buy I went for the comic though today, hoping for the secret rare because the cover is just really cool. Tell me not. It's one of my new favorite covers on BB. I don't know if you've seen it. You said you haven't been paying attention as
The
much.
Nova, the Nova one?
Yeah, the secret
Okay.
rare. Oh, it's beautiful. I love Rocket one. Like I can't wait for Rocket to be on the app. Like I don't see why he's not on here yet. Or
Guardians of
Gamora.
the Galaxy rocket?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Gamora and him like on the cover, and I just love that cover now. It's so beautiful. And so
Awesome.
I want to go pick up one of those. Um I don't know. Yeah, I've been kind of just like trying to stay low key, like make a few flips like when I can. Pretty much on drop day with the drops because I feel like that's the safest bet to like do flipping in these market times. But
Yeah,
yeah, other than that, I'm just trying to get my gems associated so I could either go pick up C3PO or R2, and yeah, that's my goal.
that's great. That's great that that's all you have left. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just
Do
sold
you
my
have them
Avengers
all?
A. Huh?
Do you have them all? All the golden
I
moments?
don't know. There's some that I'm missing. I just sold my Avengers A, and I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I sold it, but
Not to me? Why?
no,
Just
I know.
kidding.
I didn't even know you were looking for it. I threw it on the floor, and
Dang.
yeah. But I think I could always go back and like
For sure.
get them. I think the ones that I'm missing are like the second set, like the Timon and Pumbaa like ones.
Oh yeah,
Which
the duo set or whatever.
yeah, they're not that crazy expensive, and then I have to buy the A again. And then I
Yeah.
think I pretty much I don't have the Disneyland D, and then the
The lamp.
um the lamp. No, I tried to get the lamp on drop, didn't get it,
Me
and
neither.
then the D. I don't know. I feel like the D is overrated. Like I stayed away from it because I thought it was overrated. Like people were trying to put it at like the one of the
The
top
n-
golden moments.
yeah.
It has
Yeah.
way too many additions. Like it just has way too many additions, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's significant and it's cool. Like maybe 5 years from now, like when the
Imagine now if Vivi actually like only sent out a D to the people that held their lamps instead of the people that just hit it on drop. Now the D would be rarely scarce and it would be cool and it would have all the hype that everybody's trying to give it. But yeah, with it just being 10,000 and 10,000, I mean, all the other golden moment sets have, an uncommon and then what's it, an ultra rare or rare, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But so they always have one that has 10,000 and then one that has less additions, like Lady and the Tramp has like 6,555 or whatever. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You would just think that they would have tried to do kind of the same thing instead of making them both uncommon. But whoever hit the lamp was super lucky. They definitely hit the jackpot. That's cool.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, they got that, and then they got I mean, the Mickey one. I don't know. I wasn't really too bullish on that one. I mean, it should be though, because he is the Wet Wizard. He's the original Wet Wizard one, but but yeah, I mean, the people that hit the secret rare did good. I think the uncommon, the one that's animated, I think has held up its value pretty decent.
Yeah.
And the other one, yeah, I mean, just mint right now, with just where the market is, mint sizes really matter right now. Mint
Oh,
sizes
yeah.
are huge.
Yeah.
Mint sizes, and then the list price, it's really huge right now because it's really just a core audience now. It's really a core audience of EV. So those are
Yeah.
the things you really kind of got to analyze. Like, okay, how much is the floor price? How cool is the collectible? How significant is it? And then what's the mint size? I mean, that's always going to matter, but right now I think it just really matters. So like people that were like, when I saw the D was like at 200, I was like, it's gonna drop. Like, there's no way
Yeah.
it's gonna go lower than this. It's gonna
Hmm.
definitely go lower. And then,
I don't even know
you
what it's at
know,
right now. What is it at now? I was happy that I was able to flip one for 400. Lucky me.
yeah, that's a great flip. Like, what you did you get a mint number, like a specific mint or what?
Yeah, like I said, I got 654
Oh, six
or
five
it was
four. Okay.
678. It was consecutive. And
Oh, okay.
so but they had it listed for
That's
like
cool.
right above floor. It was like floor was 200 and they were selling it for like either 205 or 210 or something around that range. And I
Yeah,
just was able to snipe it and we were going to keep it because we try to keep our consecutive mints that we have.
yeah,
I think that we have a total of like 26 or maybe we're at 30 finally. We're just trying to collect them and have a cool collection, you know.
sure.
Um, but right now, like you
Great
said,
flip.
with the market, like just being on the downward spiral, kind of like I just rather get rid of it and like profit while I could and focus on just getting those golden moments. I had to keep my focus and not get, you know, thrown off. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, we still completed the set and we have matching mints, but it's just not consecutive now.
It's all good. I mean, matching mints is sweet. Yeah, I mean, and not to, shit on anybody that has it. I mean, it's a great collectible. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, there's just 10,000 of them, and like, there's not 10,000. I don't know if there's 10,000 active people on VD right now. Let's just be 100. So, I always thought that one would drop. I think it's probably hovering around 100, and I
Yeah,
don't know where the floor is on that one. I mean, it is a significant piece. It is a good piece. It will be valuable down the road, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's just a lot of it. That's a lot of mints, that's a ton.
I mean, there's a lot of them are a lot of edition. I'm sure that's why Disney decided to cut it off and not do all 50 or continue the line of golden moments in general. But I'm kind of happy that they decided for a finale because I was under the impression that we were going to be having like 50 of these things. And I always wanted to get all of them because my idea is that if you have all the golden moments, you'll have some kind of utility in their parks, you know? So it just makes it easier for me because now I only have a few left and I know that there's not way more to come. And there's only 4,000, less than 4,333 people that can do that because Walt is the lowest edition, you know? And
Yeah.
I don't know, obviously, I don't know people's accounts, but I know somebody told me that Dr. Prophet had, I think it was like 53 at a point in time. So even
Well,
less. Yeah.
no, I think he's up to like, I know he has over 100, but I don't
See?
know. I heard somewhere it's like over like 300 ish.
Is it
I don't know if
now?
that's,
See, I don't know. That was like
yeah,
back
he
in
has about, he
November
has
when
more
he
than
did a
100.
count. When I first joined in
Way more than
November,
100.
that was his count or something like that was like in the 50 range. So if he has hundreds, like that's crazy. Like that's
Yeah,
even less people that can complete all of them, you know?
for sure.
So
Yeah.
at this point I kind of feel like it is a race. I know that
Yeah.
there's so many though. I'm just waiting for a big announcement of some drop, hoping that people like start throwing their golden moments away. Give me a cheaper one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, having all golden moments, that's going to be one of the significant things in VV. There's going to be that, possibly having the first full set of, the black and white, the Rizzo, the
Mhm.
Todd, the Becky, and
Even if
then
you
the
get like a
Maduera.
Cryptikins one, that would be cool. There's a lot of Cryptikins. I feel like you deserve a badge for collecting every
Oh
single
yeah,
one of
no,
those.
I think all those will get badges, but
Yeah,
significant, like big
making
significant,
money. Yeah,
yeah, big significant ones that are going to be like, oh shit, like wow, you have that. Like
yeah,
golden moments are going to be significant. Black and white, first one.
yeah.
The Powerpuff Girls first set, of course.
Yeah. Do you have all the
There's
Powder Puff Girls too, or do you just have Donnie? You only care about
no,
Donnie.
I have two complete sets. So Donnie and then him, and I have two of
That's
the set.
awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
I would love
So
to have Bubbles one day.
Bubbles is sweet. Yeah, Bubbles is cool.
She's cool.
There's only 600 of those.
She's super
So
scared.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, there's going to be significant things in VV like sets to hold, and golden moments is for sure going to be one of those
Yeah.
significant sets. So that's definitely a really great goal to have, is to complete that, because yeah, at some point that's going to be highly desired, and that's going to be like a clout thing, like, oh shit, you have the whole golden moments, like it's going to be significant at some
Yeah.
point.
Like
Definitely
even the
believe.
badge, just having the badge will be cool because, like I said, there's only so many people that can have it. So it'll be cool, I guess, to like, I guess for the clout. I'm not really a person that like really is like, look at what I got, I'm so cool, like kind of person. Like I'm not a flexer or whatever. But I just think it would be cool to like, just be able to have the badge. But like the utility behind it is what intrigues me the most. I'm just hoping that it's
Yeah.
there,
Yeah,
at
I
the end
agree.
of
I
the
hope
day.
so. I mean, the fact that Disney added utility to that lamp, like that's a huge step in the right direction. That's huge. So
It shows they're willing to do stuff like that.
yeah,
So
they're adapting to the industry. So that's huge. So yeah, I definitely think at some point there will be utility for that. And yeah,
yeah,
I think the badges are going to be huge too. Like, because I mean, a lot of people, especially when we flash forward to where in the VV verses here, people are going to have large collections, or even if you have 20 collectibles, like you're not going to be able to show off 20 collectibles at one time. It's going to be a sensory overload,
yeah,
especially if you're in a VV verse with multiple people. Like there's not just going to be their whole collections like
yeah.
with them, so what people are going to really look at and identify is what badges people have. And
hmm
you know those, I think the badges are going to play a big role, and just
Definitely.
nobody's really talking about them. So yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah,
really
you're the first to bring
bullish
it up
on
on
that.
my channel, so thanks for that because I honestly don't really think about it too much either. Um, because like I said, I don't really like want to do it to like gloat, like ooh, but it does like kind of create your identity,
Yeah.
for like just like when you created a MySpace or a Facebook, like yeah, you had pictures, but you didn't really have an identity until you started posting and telling people who you are and posting about where you go. Then you're starting to tell like your story. So same thing, like when I have these badges, you somewhat know some of my story because you see what I like and what I've invested in, and yeah,
Yeah, it'll
that
be a unique
gives me a start.
identifier for sure. So
hmm
like that, and then possibly the clothes that you're wearing, like if they allow you to, if it's an avatar or the NFT you're using,
Yeah,
depending on which way they go with it, or however. So we'll see.
definitely.
Hopefully they launch the VV verse this year too, at least a stage of it.
You think they're going to, or
No, I wouldn't
Ooh,
say
you
I
just
know. I
leaked
mean,
us
I was at,
information.
what's that?
You just leaked information? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
I don't say that I know, but I was at Decon London, and they did ask, like they had a Q&A, and they did ask Dan, and he said probably. So
This year?
I don't know. Huh?
Ooh, that
Yeah, he
would be
said
cool.
probably. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
asked I asked at that same Q&A, I asked a question about gamification,
hmm
because there's a article that they released in 2018
Yeah,
that they're working with Big Red Button, who's a gaming company.
yeah,
And I asked about that. I was like, is that still a relationship you guys have, or is anything going with that? And Dan said they still do work with them for their like 3D models. So I don't know what that means, if they work with them to like design the NFTs or 3D
yeah,
models for their game for the VVverse. Like I don't know, but he said
yeah,
they still have that relationship, which is a gaming company. So
yeah.
it's interesting.
That would be cool. I mean, I definitely believe that we'll still have the Marvel Mighty game. I know some people are like, I just don't see how you can do that. But I already explained it in a video. I don't know if you've seen, but I could explain it to you again. But I do think that we'll have a Marvel Mighty game that you
I
can
hope
use
so. Another
and
another
play.
stack that I didn't tell you about. I have a bunch of those Beta Ray bills.
Do you?
I have like I think like 70 of them.
Dang, okay. He looks pretty cool. I like him.
He's dope.
I
He's a
have all
sick
those
character.
Thor mighties except for him, so dang. You
Yeah,
have everything I need.
I bought those up pretty hard. Like that's one because I wanted to have like a good mighty stack.
Yeah,
And I was gonna go with the Spider-Man 299, but
yeah.
it's just so expensive to stack those. And
Oh yeah.
and then when Beta Ray Bill came out, it has way less editions. It's only 1,500. A really
Yep.
cool character who hasn't entered the MCU yet. So yeah, I'm like, sick. This
Fun,
is
huh?
the one. And
Yeah.
you know, it was really undervalued,
Is Thor your
but
favorite?
what I felt. No, he's not my favorite. Well,
Because you
I
have
mean,
most Thors,
I
and
root
then you
for
have
him.
his enemy. Like Thor is your
I
favorite.
root for him because I think Thor is the biggest, is going to be the biggest, and is the biggest, like one of the biggest characters that's going to be on Vivi. Basically, the way that I see it is he's like the king of Marvel right now. It's like him and Spider-Man. But
Why
Thor,
him?
huh?
Why Thor? He
Well,
got
because
all fat and lazy and took a break.
so that's the thing. Like, so Thor's been an original character in the MCU from the beginning. Like, he's been there. He's like one of the original Avengers. So he's
Yeah,
been there from the entire beginning, basically, all the way till now. And
yeah.
they're still making movies based just solely on Thor. And
Hmm.
then he was in like the Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy. So he's still spreading around. So, I mean, he's the biggest character in the MCU. You know, I mean, outside of Spider-Man, and who's
yeah,
been there forever and is very likely continuing to be here. He's
for
probably
sure.
going to be in another 2 to 3 movies, maybe. Who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe more, maybe a bit less. But
yeah.
like his future and his significance and popularity in MCU is there's nobody
Definitely,
else. Like it was
for
Captain
sure.
America is like pretty much gone. Iron Man is basically gone. You know, Black
What about
Widow
Doctor
is definitely
Strange
gone.
though? I feel like he's pretty big for the MCU.
No, he's big, but I don't
When we
think
get a
he's as big as
collectible of Doctor Strange, that'll be cool. I hope he's like pew, pew, pew,
that would
opening
be
the
tight.
portal.
That would be tight. Yeah, Doctor Strange, I mean, is the only other one that's kind of around his realm, you know? I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
but Thor
yeah,
definitely is over him for sure. I would
Thor for
agree with you on
sure,
that.
and then, you know, Spider-Man is of course in another league, but I think
Yeah,
like as far as the MCU, like Thor is the one that he's there for the entirety and he's still going to be there. Like I mean, he's just so significant. He's gonna, and then the way that they're making his movies now, they're playing kind of more towards the younger crowd.
yeah,
So you know, he's gonna have popularity with the younger generation that's gonna then become adults. You know, I just think Thor is like he's just solidified like in regards to his place in pop culture. And
yeah.
then yeah, I just think he's just very significant. I don't know. I think he's slept on, but obviously, you know, that's just me, but I heavily put my
But
money
that's why
there.
you're not
So I hope
sleeping
I'm
on
right, but it just
him.
seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Huh?
for sure. I said that's why you're not sleeping on him.
No, yeah, I got. I mean, I want to buy more shit. Like I'm seeing where the secret rare and ultra rare prices are at, and I'm like, it's like low.
Right.
I'm,
I gotta keep
but
buying these.
yeah, but I mean, I think Omi is a great buy too right now. But who knows? I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen with the market right now, coming in the future? So it just
Right.
in it. What I would just say, if there's any advice that you'd take from me or anybody, I mean, you know, just be cautious with what you're doing right now because there's a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of things that are uncertain of you know, the future.
for sure. Well, like I
Yeah.
was telling, I forget who, I think it was Brown Mamba, but the younger generation, I mean, yeah, we have our stacks, so the things we have stacked, we'll be able to kind of dictate the market a little bit in the future, but it's the kids that are 15 years old right now that grow up in 10 years that are super vested in NFT life and were grown up on this culture, you know, that are really going to come in here and dictate what's popular. And so that's why I wish that there was less editions of Ghost Spider, or I'm hoping that we just get a like an actual version of Gwen Stacy that's not like a Marvel version, because I think that she's gonna be huge, like super huge, for a lot
I
of
could see that.
people. And
I
you know,
never
you
really
have to
thought of
think
that.
about
I
what.
could see that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, my apologies. I just said I never really thought about that, but I could see that.
Yeah, like it just depends. Like obviously I don't like my example for him is I don't think Star Wars is going anywhere or falling off the face of the earth, but who knows in 10 years like maybe the kids that are growing up now don't want to watch those original movies with Vader and stuff because the graphics are horrible and it's so cheesy and like whatever. So like I don't think Star Wars is going anywhere, but you just never know like in 10 years if it's going to be a huge thing still or like what's popular. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
I,
mean,
I think that's something that's very important to analyze in regards to if you choose to stack something,
mhm,
is this fandom going to continue on and the next, does it have a bright future?
yeah,
Does it have a bright future to be picked up? And then because the thing is NFTs is a new age thing, obviously,
yeah,
and you have to look at like a certain brand's fan base. So like you're saying, like Star Wars, like yeah, and I agree. I don't think Star Wars is going anywhere. But
right,
generally, like the fan base that's like truly diehard, you have to
mhm,
look at and spends a shitload of money on it. You have to look at the demographic. And
yeah,
I don't know what their demographic is, but you analyze that demographic and then flash forward, a couple of years and say, okay, well, is this demographic what percentage of this demographic is actually going to get into NFTs? Because there comes a certain point where, and that's what's beautiful about Vivi is like all ages get into it,
yeah,
but there's a certain point where like certain age ranges, they're just the next technology, they're just not going to be a part of it. They stopped at cell phones and like whatever. They're
yeah,
that are not going to get into NFTs. So
right,
if your fandom, if a predominant fan base for a particular brand is in that demographic that is likely not going to translate over to NFTs, well, a lot of its retail value is going to die with that. It's not going to translate, just because it was big, for the past generations doesn't mean it's going to be big in the future generations who adopt
yeah,
NFT technology. So that's something that's really I think is very important to analyze when you're going to make like investments into pieces.
definitely.
Is to kind of analyze that, like one that, and I hate to say this because I have some pieces that are pretty, legit. Like I have the gold Moogly and the platinum one, but it's true. Like, is the Ghostbusters fandom truly going to translate for this next generation? Like, I mean, I think they made
Yeah,
like a movie that, I mean, I think it did fairly well, but it's not like it was for people in the
it,
80s and the
yeah.
90s where it's like, oh, Ghostbusters was huge.
It wasn't the first premiere, it wasn't
Yeah.
like same thing with
Yeah.
like Jurassic Park. Like, yeah, I mean, even the Blue and Beta, super scarce and everything, but that was the last movie of Jurassic Park that, oh, maybe we'll see because they always say it's going to be the last and they keep continuing them. But
Yeah.
but like, you know what I mean? A lot of people told me that that movie wasn't that great because it didn't stand out from any of the other ones. Obviously, it's all based on opinion, but it didn't get good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes either.
Hmm.
So, like, is it a grail? Because I don't know. Like, the scarcity could make it that way, but not if the fan base isn't there. It's not going to happen.
Which one are you
So,
talking about? The T-Rex? The blue?
Blue and Beta, the animated
Oh,
secret
okay.
rare that was airdropped, that's the
Oh, yeah,
mess I
yeah.
was telling you is like people were like, this is unfair and this and
I agree
that.
with
And,
that.
yeah. All
So, yeah,
crazy.
I agree with you. So, like I think the T-Rex one is gonna
Mhm.
be that one's gonna stand the test of time just because it's like awesome. It's a T-Rex.
It's
But
the
yeah,
original T-Rex from the first movie is what's the big thing too. It's not just like a T-Rex. It's the Jurassic Park T-Rex.
yeah,
So I don't
I
know.
think that's gonna stand the test of time. The blue one, like the airdropped one, like I stayed out of that one too. There was a lot of big like FOMO about it and like the 424 how many I think it's
424 Club.
427.
Yeah.
What is it? 424? Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I was just like, I mean, it's cool. Like it's a cool piece. Like it looks cool and it's kind of rare, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is that going to be like a lot of people didn't truly identify with that character,
Yeah. I mean, I love
I
blue.
think.
I just don't really care for Beta, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I mean,
But
you know, that's the thing. It's like, all right, well, you know, the scarcity, that one has a bit of a story, I guess you can say too, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. But I think the T-Rex is going to be solidified. So the T-Rex will continue on, but yeah, I mean, those are
As
just the
long as
things.
it's the animated one, the ones that are standing still are probably gonna just be. I believe they'll probably be pretty stagnant or like never huge like profit or like anything. But it'll be a nice little. Those will be the collectibles that are for people that are like, kind of like just joining into VV, and like those are gonna be the things that they could actually pick up. Because like when I first joined,
Mhm.
I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna spend 1,000 on Spider-Man and uh
No.
50 on Walt, you know, or whatever, 50K on Walt. I was like, uh, we went and picked up a Loki alligator, the common, because we have a dog and his name is Loki. So we have to get Loki for him. I believe he was like $53. So we're like, okay, whatever. Probably cheaper because we were like kind of skeptical still since you couldn't pull your money out and everything. We just kind of wanted to watch the market and everything. But we went and picked up Loki Gator and a Yeti from the Crypticans because we're from Colorado and like Bigfoot is here, I guess people think.
That's
So,
cool.
so yeah, I mean, um, it was just cool to be able to buy something, you know. So we always do have to have like at first I was mad that they saturated the market with so many dinosaurs. I'm like, that is way too many. Like, why'd you guys do that? Like seriously, 4 different variants and this many editions of all the variants, but it makes sense now to me because we need still have stuff that's affordable for people that are just entering and so that they could have fun too and they're not just like, oh, this is boring, like all I could do is go for drops and I hardly hit those because I don't have my MCP points to like raffle or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you definitely want to have things that are, because nobody's going to come into this app. I mean, maybe very few, and like those are people that have like done a grip of research prior to it. But even then,
Yeah.
like nobody's going to come into this app and drop thousands of dollars right away just because they're like, oh wow, this is that awesome. Like, I mean,
Right.
maybe once BB is fully matured, then
Mm-hmm.
potentially, but like people are going to get their feet wet first. You know, they're going
Yeah.
to say, okay, well, you know, this is cool. Like this Vader looks pretty sick. Let me get the common Vader. I'm not gonna spend 3 grand or whatever to get
Yeah.
the ultra rare. I mean, let me start with the common one, and you know, let me see what I can do with it. Put it in AR and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big. I hate to say this because people will just be quick to say that I'm like shilling or something, but that was a big driving force of why I really went hard on the ultra rare Thor
Yeah.
is because I kind of analyzed the market, what's available in VB, and I took it from myself, you know, being a guy and just what I think is kind of cool. I was like, okay, if I was brand new to this app, what would be something that I could buy that would be sick that's going to be like $200 and under? And okay, so it's, you know, likely going to be like a comic book hero.
Yeah.
And you know, could be Vader too, but the downside that I saw with Vader is it's not animated. So
Yeah.
like from that point, I can go into because the animated ones are the really cool ones. You know, those are the ones that are like, oh hell yeah, you could show your friend and be like,
Right.
wow, that's freaking sick. You
Yeah.
know, so I was like, okay. So I was just kind of going through the list. You know, there's the Black Panther, ultra rare. You know, that's pretty cool. That could be potentially one.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like maybe the dinosaur, the ultra rare T-Rex, that's a really sick one. And then I was like, okay, well, Thor. Like
Oh.
Thor is one of the biggest characters in the
Mm-hmm.
world, and he's animated, and I can get him right now for like 60 gems, 50 gems. Like if I was brand new to the app, I would very likely probably buy an ultra rare Thor
Yeah.
first and foremost. Like, I mean, maybe there's a couple other ones, like, but what's that price point? What's a really huge character and what is animated? There's not that many, and not that
No.
many that are going to compete with Thor just in a popularity standpoint.
As of
So that's why I
now.
really went for ultra rare Thor.
Yeah.
It's
That's awesome.
no, specifically because it's very cheap price point. It's a very solid character. A lot of money behind them. It's going to be relevant forever, and it's a very low price point. Like you can get them right now for 50 gems. If I was
Yeah,
brand new to the app, I would that would very likely be one of the ones that I would buy.
go
You
pick
know,
up
like,
for sure.
but
Yeah.
again, I hate to say that because people are quick to say, I'm shilling, but hey, I put my money
You
where it
just
was,
you just
so
you just want to sell your Thors. You just want to pump your own bag. I know it,
yeah.
Wizard.
So we'll see. It's probably be a very how the thing that I hate with VV2 like is, and again, this is kind of sounds like it's a good problem to have, I guess I'd say, but it's tough to sell a stack. Like if you have a stack of collectibles, it's very tough to sell them because if you put two right next to each other, like people don't want to buy it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not really
You
liquid if
gotta
you
sell
have a
one at a
stack.
time and be patient. Slow liquidating. It's more like drips instead of liquid, but
You
you'll
have
get
to,
there.
yeah. Which is kind of annoying because
For
it's
sure.
like for assets you want them to be like at least somewhat liquid, and it's like yeah you have to it's a periodical thing. That was just a little side thing because I do have some stacks, and it's like fuck if it ever got to a point where like I was like okay I do want to sell these, like good luck, fuck it's
Right
annoying.
now,
It's annoying.
next bull run, you'll be set though.
Hopefully, yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we'll see. I definitely
Try to
I definitely
sell.
have some risky ones.
I feel like, I mean, obviously it's all opinion, so hate on me for saying, but kind of like how we were just saying with the whole like fandom thing, maybe you should next bull run try to really sell off some of your Star Trek ships because I don't feel like Star Trek is going to be like a huge thing in the future. Maybe that's just
Exactly.
my opinion.
No,
I'm
I feel
sorry.
no, I feel that. So the reason, just to explain the automobile or the airplane ones, is because yeah, no, but I agree with you in regards to that for sure. But the reason I went there is because they already mentioned Vivi already mentioned that the and the vehicles are drivable, but they mentioned that they will be drivable, in the Vivi verse or whatever the case.
Oh yeah, so why
So
not
my
have a whole
mind
ship? Who wants a car? I want a ship. Fly
yeah,
around.
I was like, okay, well, if the cars are going to be drivable, then very likely, it's a guess, it's a risk, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's just kind of the next thing is why would the aircrafts not be flyable?
Right.
They're just going to be on the floor. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, the air. I was really trying to project to what I believe is going to be rentable in the VV-verse. So
Yeah.
that's completely where that investment went to is
Okay.
I was trying to project what is
That
going to
makes
be
sense.
rentable in the
Yeah.
VV-verse, and like, okay, cars I think are definitely going to be rentable. The
Yeah.
downside I saw with, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's what like because Vivi Vault always says that he thinks the Aston Martin is a grail and like because
Yeah,
he thinks, that that's like something that can have huge potential, like you were saying in like the renting aspect. And I was telling him like I totally agree, like backing it up with like renting, like if you could just have a car lot and like rent out your Aston Martins to people, like you're just gonna be making money to like just have a car lot of cars, or
yeah,
even if you I don't know if you'd be able to, but endless possibilities, right? Or if you would just like had like a Uber or cab service, like now they have to pay for you to drive them around. I don't know. It's just yeah, I totally agree with you with like the whole people are going to need transportation to get where they need to go. So, for sure.
maybe, yeah, it's a possibility. It's definitely a risk, but yeah,
Mhm.
I aimed it in regards to kind of thinking, okay, what's going to be rentable, and
Yeah.
the reason why I didn't go with the cars. One is just because I feel like they can get very diluted
Yeah.
because there's tons of car. I mean, they already mentioned they're gonna have a partnership with GM, this other company, Citroen, and they're likely gonna be dropping concept cars, which are gonna look fucking sweet.
Sweet.
Again,
Ooh,
pardon my language, they're gonna be dropping
no.
concept cars that have never been real cars, but they look freaking awesome. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, there's gonna be a bunch of cars around. So I was like,
Do you
okay,
follow that
well,
one blonde girl on Instagram where like that's all she does is go like check out concept cars in real life? Do you know who I'm talking about? I don't even
Yeah,
know
I've
her
seen some of
name.
her videos. I forgot what her name is, but yeah, I know who
Yeah,
you're talking about.
I follow her,
But
and dude, half those cars are like unreal. I couldn't imagine
not,
having one of those on VV. I would be
yeah.
stoked.
Oh yeah, and then you're driving around in the VV-verse in like some like crazy spaceship car. Like, yeah. So I just saw that like I think cars are gonna be something that's they're gonna like GM and Ford and they're probably gonna come into the space and they're gonna be dropping cars to like kind of
Do that.
push people to buy their actual cars, you know?
Hmm.
So I think the cars were going to get very diluted if I was trying to like forecast in the future.
Yeah.
But then I went to the aircrafts, which again, it's huge risk. But I'm like, okay, well, I mean, the it's not like they're going to be dropping tons of aircrafts because one, there's not tons of aircrafts that are in fan
Drop.
fiction. Like
Yeah.
there is, but there's not a ton. And then, unless they do a partnership with like Boeing or like the military, to drop
Yeah.
like military aircrafts and like you
Hmm.
know commercial airlines, well they're probably not going to be a ton
Yeah.
of aircrafts, so I just saw that the supply would be a lot less, and then it's a big risk because they haven't announced that they're going to be flyable yet. So
Right.
that was kind of my
They're like, no,
mentality.
they're just supposed to sit on your shelf. They're for decoration. You're
They
like,
might.
no.
They might. I might. It was a huge risk, and I knew that going in. It's a
Mhm.
huge risk, but and I was definitely looking where nobody else was at the time of me doing that,
Yeah.
and it's just a huge risk. So,
No, but that's
I
cool.
could either hit a grand slam or I could strike out,
Yeah.
but we'll
I'm
see.
hoping
But
for the best. I think that it will be okay. Think it'll all be all right.
I appreciate your positivity for sure. Yeah, but no, I agree with you about the Star Trek thing. Like that could be one of the ones that are like not going to be as popular as say some of the Frozen or some of the Marvel characters or things like that. Like, so that's something that's definitely very important to weigh in your mind with the pieces you're going to get. Like, is this like who's the core fandom? Is this core fandom going to translate to NFTs?
Yeah.
What's the future of the product? Star Trek actually does have a potentially bright future, though. I think they're
I just
releasing
don't know
another
much
movie.
about him. I'm not a huge fan myself. That's why I said, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just
Yeah,
feel like you start talking about Star Trek and people like turn it into Star Wars. They're like, and
yeah,
Star
no,
Wars.
yeah, for sure. But they have released some pretty big movies that came out, which are awesome. I liked them. And then I think there's another movie that's going to be coming out that I think there's potentially talks that Quentin Tarantino could be directing it, or
Okay.
could be involved in the directing team, or I don't know. But there's another movie that's coming out, so it's not like a dead franchise. There's
Yeah.
still things that are coming, and but who knows? We'll see how
We'll
it's
see how they
all
go.
proceeds. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's important to analyze that. So that's a great point.
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy though. That's fun. I'm hoping that you just like come out big and then like, I don't know, in like 2 or 3 years, I could hit you up and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I own this spaceship dealership in the VV verse. I'm making bank over here, freaking on all my ships." Like, it's crazy.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly the dream. Like I own a metaverse aircraft rental company.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that's the
Now
dream.
just
That's the
don't
grandiose
let them
dream.
fly during cloudy skies so that we don't have another Kobe incident. Seriously.
Oh, uh-oh. Yeah,
Rest in
yeah,
peace.
yeah. There'll have to be clear skies.
Yes. Clear skies for flying.
Yeah. So, we'll see though. But I mean, it's all huge speculation. We're all just
Everything we're
hoping the
doing right
metaverse.
now is speculation. Everything can be zero and Phoebe could fall off the face of the earth. Do I
Yeah.
believe that'll happen? No, I sure don't. Do I believe that every single collectible has potential of being millions of dollars? No, I'm not a moon girl. But I do believe that there are very good pieces here, and Vivi is still the top um, NFT project, in my opinion, not only because they're IP, but because of how involved they are. And they're not the best at communicating it. They could work on that, but they do hear us, and we can tell because the changes they make is definitely because of like the criticism we give. So we're just
Yeah.
early, we're just like feeling the growing pains, but as long as we have a good community, like while things are down right now, I'm happy to just get to know the community. And even if I'm not buying anything, it's just good to, you know, um, keep close contact with everybody, and, because we're going to be here for a while. Like I always say, that I think that everything that we like, Walt's not going to hit $1 million for at least 10 years. Like, that's what I always say. So I'm going to be here for at least 10 years in my mind. So I want to get to know people, and I want to get to like branch out and talk to the community, because I'm going to be here for a while. So why not make friends and have good interaction and, you know, good
Yeah.
environment around you.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, it's a great community, and I mean, I think like Reese was mentioning, he mentioned that Meta is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for Vivi, and they totally are, because
Yeah.
I mean, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, those are like the biggest, and those are all under the umbrella of Facebook/Meta. Those are like the biggest apps in the world, and if those apps, which people use every day, possibly every hour, every 30 minutes, if they really reshape and really bring in the culture of NFTs, it's going to get really accepted really quickly.
Yeah.
And once they usher that in, well, who's going to be standing right next to them? Okay, well, yeah, you see the value of NFTs and what they're about. Okay, well, how about your favorite characters who you've like see their movies, or you like, have been buying their action figures or
Yeah.
their dolls, their things, and
Yeah.
it's PV's going to be right there, and it's like Meta is going to be the ones that are going to totally bring it to the masses, and VV is just going to completely benefit, because like Meta's like a rocket ship, and then VV is just going to be holding the string behind them, and
Right.
it's just going to, there's going to be the news is going to be talking about, digital collectibles, like Apple is going to drop their AR glasses, or whoever else drops their AR glasses. People are
Yeah.
not, well, they're not going to want to just look at the regular world anymore. They're going to want to fill it with NFTs and cool looking shit,
Oh
So they're
yeah,
going to be like, oh
definitely.
shit, what NFT should I get? Like, wow, this is like a whole new world. And then, like, yeah, well, how about these brands that have been valuable forever,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a bright future, and yeah, we're still early. VV's gonna do what it does. VV's gonna do a strong bit of what it does, but I
Yeah.
do believe a bit of, now that I'm thinking about it, I never really had this thought, but I believe that VV's future, a lot of it is tied to Meta, in regards to when they're ready to take off and when they're ready to push forward, and then the
Definitely.
AR glasses as well.
Yep.
VV's going to do its thing. It will be able to grab, however big they market, and they'll be able to grab a lot of people. But Meta is
I
going to be the,
know. I'm glad you kind of brought that up, because I feel like so many people are like, why aren't we marketing? Why aren't we marketing? But like, well, obviously everybody has the argument, why would we be marketing for an app that's not fully developed or like really fully
yeah,
there yet? And I totally
exactly.
agree with that. But also another point is that, I feel like most people that are here now are obviously already into NFTs, whether they have already been in other projects before this or whatever may be. The people that are into NFTs and open to the idea of NFTs are here already. So what we need to do is reach the people that have no interest in NFTs or collectibles, and we need to figure out how to get those people turned on to it instead. So once VV, I feel like utility is way more important than like just advertising, because utility will advertise for itself,
Yeah,
and um so yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like Meta can definitely be our rocket off while we hold our string. But what BV can do is obviously think of real life utility that could actually bring people in, because you even seen with like the Disney Golden Moments, the first ones when you had like the Disney subscription, a lot of people came in during that time, whether it be because it was just Disney or because they wanted that free subscription or whatever it was. You can't ever like really know what made our numbers go that high up if it was just the Disney IP by itself. But yeah, like utility, I think is gonna be what turns most people around when it's actually there, because all of us can see the idea and want the idea, but some people can't like vision something and be like, that's what it's going to be. Like it has to be that already for them to like grasp it and believe it, you know?
For
So,
sure. Yeah, I mean the value proposition needs to be there for NFTs. It needs to be understood.
hmm
And you know, the way that one, the value proposition has to be there, which is
yeah,
not fully there yet. You know, renting's not there, and like being able to use them in a metaverse is not there. And
yeah,
then the education as well. But yeah, I mean, just in general, like NFTs in regards to things, it's like that you know, I hate to say this because I think NFTs are fucking awesome. I think they're cool, but
me
you know,
too.
they're not really cool right now, you know, and the reason why is just because people can't see it. But
Exactly.
once those AR glasses start coming on, people are gonna be like, wow, NFTs are fucking awesome. Like they're gonna be like,
Yeah,
wow, these are insane. Like because they're gonna see it and they're gonna be able to, you know, really like get the grasp of it in terms of just visually. And then when you stack those up, they're going to be like, they're going to want them. And then when you stack on those value propositions, like, hey, yeah, if you own this collectible, you could rent it out. You could get you can get a daily income. You
yeah,
could also run around and you can go into various metaverses, add and use this NFT. Like, you know, I think NFTs are gonna capture people's eyes and imagination first, and then once all those other value propositions are there, it's just gonna solidify it. Like, damn, these are freaking sweet. Like, this is the next big thing. Why? Where can I rush in? Where do I go? What do
yeah,
I buy? Like, you know, so it's just not there yet. The foundation's being built, but yeah, once Meta pops up with their stuff, Vivi's going to be doing their thing. They're going to be able to get a lot of noise whenever they're ready. The
yeah,
AR glasses are going to be huge too, you know. And then I think there's still going to be more people that are into crypto that
yeah,
hopefully OMI with their tokenomics with OUP, that hopefully they're going to get a lot of crypto people. They're going to take interest in OMI through their tokenomics, hopefully,
yeah,
because that was a big reason why I got into OMI too, is
right,
like the tokenomics. But
yeah,
now they're totally changing it, which, you know, hopefully for the better,
yeah,
but they're releasing tokenomics. And if their tokenomics are super sick, that's going to get attention in the crypto world. And they're going to be like,
yeah,
okay, well, what is it tied to? Well, it's tied to this app, Vivi. What the fuck is Vivi? Okay, it's this NFT, blah, blah, blah. And
yeah,
then it's just going to be another cycle of getting more crypto people in. Because I
yeah,
don't think, you know, not all crypto people are in NFTs, you know, like, so but crypto people are into crypto and tokenomics.
right.
So if Omni does like really good tokenomics, just in lieu of their tokenomics, I think people will get more attention into Vivi, and there's going to be, you know, there's big money in crypto, so there could be big time whales that could
Well,
join in.
and crypto's kind of like stepping up too. I don't know if you see my tweet earlier, but Orange Bag Lady tagged me in this Bitcoin tweet today that said Colorado is the first state to allow you to pay taxes with Bitcoin. So
I saw
like
that.
that's
That's huge.
huge, right? That's huge. So as long as we keep going this way instead with things like that, like that's huge. And then what? You can use Polygon or whatever, right? Polygon is how you say it. To go buy Starbucks now. So like there's crypto is starting to give you like real life utility too. Like you're obviously you don't have to like just cash out, you know what I mean, and pay those gas fees. Like you could just use it directly. And that's a huge game changer.
It's coming, yeah. Could you pay
Mhm.
with Polygon at Starbucks? I know they were working together. I thought it was for like something else, but can you actually pay with it?
I
That's
thought that's
pretty
what
sick.
they're working towards, right? Like, I don't know. I didn't read the
More than
full
likely, maybe.
article, but I've seen a couple people like on TikTok talk about it, and I was like, I need to look into this.
Sweet.
But
Yeah, I saw
yeah,
that partnership. I mean, yeah, it's coming. You know, it's coming. Like, it's coming. So yeah, there's a lot of great things, and I think I'm bullish on Vivi, obviously bullish on Vivi and bullish on Omi.
Yeah.
Are they perfect? No.
Nope.
There are things that they could optimize for sure, and hopefully they do, because I mean I mean, from outside impressions, like they're a pretty big company and do pull a lot of revenue. So
Yeah.
hopefully they can allocate it to really expand and be extremely high powered force, in this world.
Right.
So
I
we'll
agree.
see.
Yeah. BB's gonna be at the top for sure. It's just a gut feeling, but you never know, I guess.
Hope so. I hope so. I mean, yeah, I'm
And even
definitely
if we're not the top, like as long as we're in good, just good, I guess I'm happy. I think we're gonna be the best, but I guess I could be nice about it too and say that we're just gonna be at the top, not the best. I'm trying to wrap my brain. Oh, what do y'all think would be utility to what collectibles just flex? That's a good question. Let me see if he's gonna come back or if his phone possibly died since we've been streaming for 2 hours. But oh yeah, here he is.
Sorry, I saw that chat and I went, and then like somehow it got me kicked out. But yeah, that's a
Oh,
great question. So
yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my brain around renting NFTs. What do y'all think would be the utility that makes people actually want to rent collectibles just for flex? So my envisionment is that there's going to need to be a use case for it, just like you're kind of curious about it, like why would people want to rent? And I think there's a couple of different routes and different reasons why. And it all depends on what route they go to in regards to the VV-verse. And maybe it's a combination of all three. So one that I could see that could be a reason is, let's say you have your AR glasses and you're walking around your house, but you want to have like let's say Thor, for example, a fully automated Thor in your living room, shooting up lightning, or you want to have like a Batman that's going to be there in the corner of your room for like whatever. Like, let's say you have some friends over and you'd be like, you don't have a sweet NFT, but you want to show them your AR glasses and like kind of show them things. You could go and rent something. You could go rent that dinosaur, the T-Rex or whatever, or whatever cool NFT, the Black Panther, and you could show them a freaking full crazy moving Black Panther or Captain America in your living room. That would be something that I think people would pay two gems for, 5 gems for, whatever, depending on it. So I think that's one way you can do it. Like you can, interact with it actually in your house. Another two other ones that are related to the VV-verse. If I believe that the VV-verse, if we believe that the VV-verse is going to be like a actual game, like a
Kind of like Grand Theft Auto.
like Grand Theft Auto or something like that. Well, one reason why the NFTs could be rentable is that you could maybe run around as the NFT as your avatar. So let's say you don't really have very many collectibles and you don't have a lot of cash to buy a cool collectible. You could go ahead and rent a Todd Batman or whatever for 10 gems, and for the day, entire day, you could run around as Todd Batman, and you could whatever other benefits come with that. Like, let's say you need a DC collectible in order to get into the DC universe in the metaverse. Well, okay, cool. Well, I paid $10 for this Todd, so I can run around as Todd for the day, and I can go hang out in the DC metaverse for the day. Or,
Or
maybe
if
you
there's
can
like
get
a
in.
Harley party and like you have to be Harley to enter the party. Gotta go get your
Exactly. Yeah.
Harley.
Exactly. Yeah. There's things like that. So using the avatar, I think, is huge. And then, like, yeah, social events. Like, let's say, one is somebody has a, let's say David Yu has a party, let's say at his house, like, hey, in his digital house, like, hey, I'm gonna have a party. It's gonna be a 4-year VV anniversary, everybody, whoever wants to come and party. And then, you know, are you going to want to go to that event with like, you know, no shot at Kripkins, but like, are you going to want to go with like a Kripkin if, let's say, that's what you have? Like, no, you probably want to show up in it with a cool NFT, so you can be like, all right, cool, well, let me rent one so I could show up at this party. Or, you know, what I'm hoping in terms of like I was saying with the aircrafts, like, hey, if I want to, so I could run around in the VVverse with the normal NFT, but hey, if I want to drive around, I can rent a DeLorean, or if I want to fly and see the VVverse from the top, or like, you know, show up to that David U party in style, I could rent the glider and show up, park the glider in the front and walk in.
Mhm.
You know, so those are kind of things that I could see being reasons why people would rent. And then, yeah, if they actually have parties and stuff like that, like maybe they'll want to fill their digital house with cool NFTs. So maybe like, you know, I don't know, like they have a theme of like it's a, I don't know, a jungle
A
theme.
Marvel
And
party or something.
yeah, or a Marvel party. They can just rent a bunch of Marvel NFTs and put them around the house, and it'd be like, you know, just kind of show off when they bring friends over. So that's kind of in regards to flexing, I guess. But you know,
Yeah.
there could be use cases for it too. You know, you could get access to certain things, you know, like let's say the Mighties, let's say there's a game for the Mighties, you need a Mighty to play and you have a Mighty, you know, let's say you have the Spider-Man one, but you know, you're tired of playing with the Spider-Man one, or he's not as strong as some of the other ones, or you could rent a Doctor Doom one so you could play for the day with that Doctor Doom character, or you can be Beta Ray Bill or the other Spider-Man 299. You know,
Yeah,
so
see,
those are kind of things.
that
Yeah.
was my example too, like for gamification is like if the Marvel Mighties do come out with a game and say you just have like a base character, so just call it Spider-Man, I guess, for now. So you could always play Spider-Man no matter what, but then as you advance throughout the levels, you'll need to be Doc Ock to pass this level, or you'll need to be, you know, Beta Ray to pass this level. So are you gonna go spend $250 to go pick up Better Ray, or are you gonna just rent him for $2 to pass that one level? You know, or whatever, even if it's $20 or whatever. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely believe that the renting will help out with like the gamification for sure.
Yeah. And I think so. The other like bigger idea that I have, I think I talked about this with the NFT Pirates when I was on his channel, is I truly believe that the metaverse, whether it's the VVverse, you know, I think VVverse will be a part of it, or you know, maybe it is the big dog, but or at least it'll be up there with one of them. Is I truly think the metaverse is going to be social media 2.0. So how people spend their time right now on Instagram, Facebook, you know, whatever other TikTok, I think they're going to be able to do all those things in the metaverse plus more. So like you enter into the metaverse, whichever one it is, you know, and I think each metaverse is going to have different purposes, kind of like social media does right now. You know, Facebook's kind of more, you know, more family friendly. LinkedIn is more corporate. Instagram is more fun. You know, like I think there are going to be different metaverses. Like you may go to Apple's metaverse for whatever reason. You may go to Meta for like a corporate thing, or, you know, whatever the case. So each metaverse is going to be different
Yeah.
and you'll go there for different reasons. But I think it's going to be social media 2.0. So you walk into the VVverse land and it's gonna be like logging into your Instagram. You're gonna see all your friends, you're gonna see who's online, you're gonna see the people that sent you messages, you know, you're gonna see a live news feed of, you know, what's going on. And you know, you may get an invite like, hey, we're all gonna be meeting up at like 8 o'clock over at the Marvel Land or over at my house. Like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna go hang out with my friends over there for whatever. And you're gonna be that's going to be your like that's going to be your social interact like your secondary social interaction outside of like physical real world. But it's going to be just like the social media. So you're going to want to go and hang out with friends and stuff, and let's say you don't really have cool NFTs, well, some people may not, let's say you're going to be there with coworkers, or, there's a girl that you like that you want to impress, or vice versa. There's a guy that you like, and he likes Batman, and you don't have any Batman NFTs. They'd be like, okay, well, hey, I know I'm going to be hanging out with Susie, or I know I'm going to be hanging out with Kyle. Let me try to get an NFT that they kind of like and they dig, and they'd be like, oh wow, you got that, blah blah blah. So there's just, I think it's going to be things like that, and then also I think it's going to be, I hate to say this, but I think it's going to be, yeah, like it'll be kind of more of a reflection on yourself, like with what kind of NFT you have. Like if you have like kind of like base level NFT, and all your friends have really cool ones, you're probably not going to want to be that person for very long. You may want to even if you can't buy one, you may just want to rent one. So every
Yeah.
time you hang out with them, you kind of have a cool NFT, you rent it for 5 gems or whatever. So like there's kind of a lot of various things, but I think a big part of it too is that it's going to be social media 2.0, and it's almost going to be a reflection on yourself. Like if people that are into social media, there's some people that get like really good pictures taken so they can have a good presence in social media. And some of them, it's even goes to the professional, that it's a professional page. So,
Yeah.
they definitely do as much as they can to put a good foot forward in that world. I think the metaverse and shit is just gonna be a next level of that, and
Yep.
I think there's a lot of potential uses for renting. So I feel like I talked a lot of shit. I'm out of like breath and stuff.
No, you're good. You had all the solid points. I was wondering if I had to like, throw one of my ideas in there, but I'm pretty sure you hit them all on the head, right, with the renting and everything. So you did great. Good job. I totally agree with you 100%.
Yeah, man. So yeah, thank you. So hopefully I answered his question. So but who knows, like that's just us. That's just us forecasting it, and we hope that
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
we're just
So
spitballing.
yeah, so I mean that's kind of the ideas that could potentially be formulating, but who knows what the future is going to bring. But it could be all of that plus more. That's what's awesome. It's such a limitless technology, and I
Definitely.
think that the whole world's going to get involved. Like the whole world, because there's just going to be so much money into
It's
it.
gonna be like the internet, whether you think that it's dumb now, like people did when the internet first came out, or you think it's gonna ruin the world like they did with VV and they say with our like them being bad for the environment and stuff. Like of course, like this is what people are gonna say in the beginning. But when it's a lifestyle like the internet has become, um, yeah, I mean they're just gonna be the difference of people that are early and late, in my opinion. And I choose to be early this time. So,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So,
well, thank you so much, Wizard. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm getting pretty hungry.
yeah, no worries. I was just thinking the same. I'm gonna go do a couple of things right now myself.
Okay. So thank you so much for your time and coming on and sharing all your knowledge. I'm glad that you and I do see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. Um, Thanks for putting Donnie back on my mind. I don't think I'll be able to afford him, but I'll definitely, you know, I've been keeping my eye on Bubbles, like as if I could afford her too, but maybe one day. You never know.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, well, I think you're right where you should be with trying to get the golden moments completed. So that's great that you're almost there.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
best of luck on your ships. And I know that we'll definitely talk before anything happens with those. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess you have a good rest of your night. And please come on my channel again and we can just talk about what you're excited for most in the future. And yeah, just like give us a little update on how you're doing. Since you've been
Yeah,
kind of taking a break, I want you to come back when you go right back in, and I want to know why you came back in headstrong. So
for sure. Yeah. I appreciate you for having me. It was a great conversation, most definitely. So bummed that I'm not going to see you at Decon, but there's going to be plenty of great events that I'm sure that we'll be able to meet in real life, and
for sure.
get back and have a fun time. There's such an awesome community out there. So thank you everybody for
Yeah.
listening, and hopefully they brought some value in some sort of way to you guys, and you know definitely
You
thanks for
bring
having
so
me. It was
much
an awesome
value
time.
to us, Wet Wizard. We appreciate you and your time. You're
Thank
great.
you. Thank you guys. Yeah, absolutely. So I had a great time, and yeah, anytime I'm definitely down to talk again.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks for everything. I'll let you know when I'm doing my 24-hour chat and I meant stream, and I
Do it.
definitely expect you to be there. Okay,
I will definitely be down. I'm down to hop in for a bit for sure.
cool. Well, you have a good rest of your night. Go eat some dinner and get those errands done.
Bye,
Peace.
everybody.
Bye.